Welcome back to another Stellar Guitarist guitar tutorial. My name is Amber and today I'm so excited to be showing you how to play a beginner-friendly version of Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. So grab your guitar and let's get into the lesson today. First of all, you're going to want to make sure that your guitar is in standard tuning, and you're going to need to put a capo on the 7th fret if you want to play along with me today, as well as if you want to jam along to the studio recording. So the chords we're going to need are a G major. You can play this as a 3-fingered chord, or you can play the 4-fingered chord, where we're going to take our ring finger up to the B string and we're going to tuck our pinky in its place. Now this is the chord that I'm going to be using in this song, the 4-fingered G chord. Next we're going to need a C major chord, or you can use a C add 9 chord, which is the chord that I'm going to be using in this song. And the reason for this is because we have a lot of chord changing happening between the G and the C. So all we're going to need to do is move our 1st and 2nd fingers down to the D and A string. And just make sure you're strumming from the A string down. So from the G to the C add 9 chord. And then the final chord we're going to need for the song is the D major chord, which we're going to be strumming from the D string down. So the capo is going to become the new nut. This is our nut on the guitar, but this is going to become the new nut on the neck of the guitar. So the chords that you're going to be playing are all in relation to the capo. So this is going to be fret number 1, this is going to be fret number 2, this will be fret number 3. So just make sure you're taking that into consideration when learning to play these chords and practicing those transitions. So let's get into some strumming. At first, we're going to keep it really simple. So what we're going to be doing is 2 down strums on each chord. So the chords are going to be up on the screen. These are the chords that are used in the verse of the song. And we're just going to practice playing through these chords using 2 down strums on each of the chords. So we're going to be starting on the G major. Here we go, and 2 strums to the C, to the D, and to the G. Repeat the G, to the C, and to the G, and G, many C, must the D, and to G, and C, in the D, D again, and the G, many C's, must the D, to G, the G, and C, to G. And that is how you play the verse of the song. So you can absolutely play the entire song using just those 2 down strums. And this is why Blowing in the Wind is such a valuable and wonderful lesson to learn as a beginner guitarist, because you're only focusing on 3 chord shapes and that simple, consistent 2 strumming pattern on each of the chords. Now, if you want to find out more about how I can help you on your guitar journey, then click the link below this video or go to thestellarguitarist.com to download my free guides and to read more about my awesome guitar program, the Stellar Academy. So next up, we're going to be exploring a more advanced strumming pattern. This is going to make the song sound a lot more like the original recording. So the strumming pattern is going to sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. And if we count that out, 1, 2, and 4 and. So we are completely bypassing the 3rd beat in the strumming pattern. 1, 2, and 4 and. 1, 2, and 4 and. and we're going to play this strumming pattern once on each of the chords. So let's run through the chords from the verse using this new strumming pattern. And remember, we're going to do one round on each of the chords. So we're going to be starting on the G major, and the pattern down, down, up, down, up. So here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4. G to C to D and to G. Repeat the G. Down, down, up, C and to G. The G and to C, the D and to G. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, D. And the G, the C, and the D, and the G. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, G. And to make the strumming pattern sound even more like the original, we can add a bass note on the first down strum. So it would be bass down, up, bass down, up. So before we can jump into applying this pattern, let's first establish which bass strings we need to play for each of the chords. So when we are on a G major chord, you can play the low E string or your 6th string as your bass. So it'll be a bass down, up. When we go to the C add 9 chord or the C major chord, depending on which one you're using, you can play the A string or your 5th string as your bass. Bass down, up. And for the D major chord, you're going to play your D string, or otherwise known as your 4th string. So you might want to practice changing between those 3 chords and practice hitting the correct bass string. Sometimes you might hit the wrong string. This is completely normal, and this is why we need to practice it first before jumping into playing along with the track, which I do highly recommend trying to do. So if we just practice playing through the verse chords again, using our bass down, up strumming pattern, this is how it's going to sound. So we're going to start on that G major chord, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass down, up, C, D, and G. G, C, and G. G, C, whoops, and D, and G. G, and C, and D. This is why we have to practice. And G, and C, and D, G. G, C, and G. So now that you know all the chords of the song and you can play the different variations of those strumming patterns, whether it's just 2 down strums on each chord, or the down, down, up, or the bass down, up, you are ready to join me for a play along coming up next. So have your guitar ready and let's get into it. Let's take it from the top. A 1, 2, 3, 4. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. If you enjoyed the lesson, please could I ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. This seriously helps me out on YouTube, so I'm able to create lessons just like this one for you every single week. If you enjoyed this lesson, I'm sure you're going to love the lesson that is being suggested for you right now on the screen, so go and check it out. Until next week, I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a wonderful day. Bye.